This video is for the people that have been asking me about electronic cigarettes. Wherever we go and people see us with these, we always get a tap on the shoulder. Most times a tap on the shoulder. Hey, what's that you're smoking? What's that you've got there? There is a lot of interest in these at the moment because a lot of people just can't afford to buy normal cigarettes. It's just too expensive. I smoked heavily since I was 16 when I first left school, started working, buying cigarettes. Moved to Spain a couple of years ago. The cigs in Spain are a lot cheaper than they are in the UK. Carried on smoking. We moved back to the UK in January 2012. A couple of friends of ours were smoking these, and we tried theirs, and they were absolutely fantastic. They were brilliant. So that same night, me and my wife bought a pair of these cigs online, and we just waited a couple of days until they arrived. We haven't smoked a normal cigarette, since these came in January. These are absolutely brilliant. I'm going to explain to you how they work and how they go together and their actual components to give you a better understanding if you're thinking about buying one of these things. They are brilliant. We got ours from a company called Totally Wicked. Now, I'll put the address under the video, the web address, so you can go and have a look yourself. I would recommend buying the cigarettes from Totally Wicked. They are dearer than some other companies will sell them for, but we think the quality is better. We bought some batteries and some atomizers and some bits and pieces from another company. I won't say who they were, but we didn't think they were as good as Totally Wicked's. Totally Wicked's gear is quite good. It's expensive, but it's quite good. You can buy a pair of these cigs in a packet, in a kit, for around about £60 or £70. But if you think how much money you're going to save over the year by not buying normal cigarettes, you're going to be quids in, you're going to have money in your pocket. When you buy these kits, I'm going to explain the difference between these two electronic cigarettes. Looking at them, one's silver and that one's black. This is the battery, that's the battery. That's just a black one, this is a silver one, that's it. But there is a difference between these two, and I will show you the difference between them both, besides the colour, in a minute. When you buy these cigarettes in a kit, they'll come with that size battery. Okay, that's that. Small, they go into your pocket, no problem. You can tell the difference with the battery. That is a battery, that one there. That battery itself is nearly as big as that whole cigarette. Obviously, this battery will last a lot longer when it's fully charged than this one will. Depending on how heavy you're going to smoke the cigarette, you'll probably get about half a day to a day out of this one. If you're smoking it all the time, really going for it, you'll get a good 3 or 4 hours out of this battery. If you're only a moderate smoker and you just use it as and when, you could get a good day and a half out of this battery. It all depends on how heavy you are going to start dragging on this. Right, let's strip these down and show you. Oh, before I do, this small battery can't be locked off. What I mean by locking off is you can push the button 5 times and it will lock. So it can't be activated. If you put it in your back pocket and you sit down, it can't activate it. Right, so that can't be locked off. This battery, don't even have to plug it in. This battery can be locked off. 5 pushes locks it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flashes to let you know that it's locked. If I push that button now, nothing happens. So I can put this in my pocket safely, knowing that it's not going to go off in my pocket if that button is accidentally pushed. So to unlock it, it's 5 pushes again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means it's unlocked. There we go, ready to go. So I can screw that back onto there. Okay. This one has just got a blue LED in it. I can lock this one off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's locked. This cigarette I've damaged. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to keep repairing this because the battery and the circuit board in there, because of the length of it, the small ones are fantastic. Put them in your pocket and you don't have much to worry about. But these longer ones, I forgot. I put it in my pocket, I sat down and it broke the cigarette. It didn't actually break it. It pulled this collar with the button out of the battery section with the circuit board. And I've had to repair this about 4 times now, soldering the wire back on. It has loosened it. It does work fine. It's just that I've got to be very, very careful with this particular one. This battery we bought the other day, it's a brand new battery. and I will go tell you the difference between these two in a minute. Let's strip one down. This here at the top is the tank. If we pull that tank out, that's where the fluid lives. There's a little hole in the top, and to fill that up, you get a bottle of juice. Now, this particular bottle is from a company called Totally Wicked that I mentioned earlier, where we bought the cigarettes from. We like these bottles because of this small spout at the top. The spout does lift off, so you can refill the bottle, put the spout back on, and they're great because you just push that into the hole, squeeze, like that, fill the tank up with fluid. It won't leak out, it doesn't drip, and it goes back into there nice and tight, and it clips in. But before I put that in, let's strip now the next part and show you how it works. So there's your fluid in that tank. It goes into this cone. Now if we unscrew this cone, just nip that onto the battery, unscrew this cone, and that little thing there just sits on there. That is the atomizer. This is the thing that does all the work. So the battery, when you push the button, puts the power through to this. This gets red hot. Your fluid from the tank goes through that spike at the top. Okay, it heats up the fluid, produces the steam, the vapor, comes up this cone, back through the tank. I know it's designed really weird, but it's how it's designed. The fluid, the steam, the vapor comes up through this tank, through the channels inside, into your mouth. Now, sit that back on there, because this collar screws onto the battery. The atomizer sits on the collar, the cone screws onto that collar, nice and tight. The tank goes into that cone with a click, push it in nice and tight, and then the battery, obviously you've seen us take the battery off, it screws inside there. So it's just a few sections and that's it. Right, I'll go back to the juices in a minute, but I'm going to show you now the difference between these two cigarettes. This one, I'm getting cramp. This one is a pass-through battery, which means if we unscrew this off the bottom, we've got a USB socket, okay? This battery can be charged from that end or this end. These batteries are fantastic because you get your USB lead, you plug that in, and the other end of your lead, you can plug it into your laptop, into your computer, plug it into an adapter in the car, or plug it into one of these chargers, like this, a mains charger. So you just get that, like that, switch on, that's charging. If I push that button, just to draw a bit of juice through, you see the red light there at the bottom, which is charging this battery up. So it can be charged that way. Or, if we unplug that, plug this in, you get all this. When you buy a cigarette, you get all this gubbins with it. You get the charger. These batteries, like I said, this one can be charged from the bottom, because they call it a pass-through. So it can be charged with a USB lead plugged in, or it can be screwed from that end into here. This small battery is not a pass-through, it's just a standard battery and has to be screwed like that into there. When it's charging, that lights up. That red light will periodically flash green like it's doing. When that battery is fully charged, that red light will turn to green to let you know that that battery is fully charged. Right, okay, let's go back to the difference between these two. As I've just said, that's a pass-through. I can sit at the computer with this plugged into the USB, and I can sit there smoking that apple all day long. This battery is one called the Tornado Ego C Mega Twist. There's the box that this came in the other day. On the bottom, it's a variable voltage battery, this. Okay. If I turn that right down, there's a little mark there, and there's markings on this silver ring, which you're probably not going to see on this video. It's very difficult to see with the eye anyway, but turn that right down. That goes from 3.2 volts minimum, turn it all the way up to 4.8 volts. Basically, what you're doing is you're adjusting the power from this battery to the atomizer. The more power you put in, the hotter it burns, the more vapor you get. So if we sit this right down at 3.2, that's the absolute basic. And I'm going to show you now with a 3.2 voltage setting, the kind of vapor you can get off this 3.2. That's not bad. We'll go about halfway. I'm not really sure what voltage that's set on, but it's set about halfway between 3.2 and 4.8. It's a rough guess. And we'll try it now. Push the button to activate. And we do get a lot more. It looks just like smoke, but it's actually steam. It's vapor. We call this vaping, not smoking. It's a vapor. It's water in the air which has been taken in as you suck, send it into steam, you're blowing it out, it goes back to water in the air. It's not harmful to anybody. We'll crank this all the way up now to 4.8 volts. This is the maximum. Turbo, here we go. A lot more. And you also definitely get the throat hit as well. I find that when I lit a normal cigarette up a few weeks ago, I tried one again in the garden, just lit one up. It tasted absolutely foul. It tasted disgusting. I just didn't like it at all. No enjoyment whatsoever. And when I dragged on it, I just wasn't getting the same throat hit as I was getting from this. I'll explain more about the juices and the strengths in a minute. But that is the, like I say, variable voltage battery. So you can tune that to what best suits you. What you find most comfortable, you can adjust this. These batteries, I really do give these a lot of hammer, a lot of stick. This battery will last me all day. Definitely last me all day. That's nice. This one does exactly the same, only it's not variable voltage. It's just once that battery's charged, that's it. But really nice. Different flavour juices available. This is peach that I'm actually smoking. Really, really nice is peach. Nice, sweet, fruity taste. Better than any cigarette. And like I said, you can use these anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. No problems whatsoever. Right, let's go to the juices then. Like I said, Totally Wicked's juices. That's a 20ml bottle. And that they sell at the Totally Wicked website for about £9-10 for that bottle. Okay. This is from a company called vapingliquid.com. This is a 30ml bottle. And what we tend to do is, because the spout on the top of these is too big to go inside them tanks, to fill them tanks, we just transfer the contents, squeeze the contents of this bottle into one of these bottles. We take this top off, put the contents from this into here. So that's 30ml, this is a 20ml bottle. And we just keep topping this up. Right, this spout goes into them tanks, no problem. So it's easier to fill them tanks with these bottles. That is about £9, £10 for that 20ml. This is £6.99 for the 30ml. The strengths vary. You can buy different strength fluids. You can even mix your own fluids by buying the ingredients. You can get the ingredients of this fluid is what is it now? It's distilled water, glycerin, nicotine, and a flavouring, and that's it. The strength of this nicotine in these bottles, in this particular one that we're smoking, is 18 milligrams. We used to smoke 36 milligrams, which is a high strength one, but we've just cut down and cut down and cut down. This is an 18 milligram in there, and you can get lower, and you can mix your own juices. We have mixed our own juices, which is okay. Can be a bit messy sometimes. It's just easier just to buy pre-mixed. There's a hell of a lot of flavours available from different people on the internet. Hell of a lot of flavours. Cheesecake, blackberry, strawberry, blackcurrant, coconut, banana, tobacco, beer flavour, Red Bull flavour. There's absolutely loads and loads and loads of flavours. Our favourites have been the peach one, the strawberry. We've tried cola, we've tried apple, we've tried absolutely loads of different flavours, but our favourites are peach and strawberry. So that's pretty much it. People keep asking about these cigarettes. Where do you get them from? How much are they? Do they really work? Yes, they do really work. I haven't smoked a cig since January. I lie. I smoked one a few weeks ago. It was bloody awful. I had to die it out. It was terrible. These are the future. If you smoke, you've got to get one of these. If you smoke cigarettes, get yourself one of these. It's going to save you a good £1,000 or more over the year through not buying £7, £8 packets of cigs. Get yourself one of these. Look under this video, the links to vapingliquid.com, where we get the juice from, and totallywicked.com or .co.uk, I can't remember, is the links are there under this video. Get the kit from Totally Wicked, get the juices from Vaping Liquid. But it's your choice. Just buy these cigarettes. I can't rate them highly enough. They really are fantastic, and they will save you a lot of money. Your health will be better as well. I'm going to be really, really crude now, but when you smoke, as a smoker, and if you're a heavy smoker, and if you're coughing, and you're coughing up all that shite off your chest, you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm on about. That all stops. After a good 3-4 weeks of being on one of these, that all stops. Your lungs become clearer. If you smoke, you know what it's like walking up a hill. You're out of breath. If you're doing anything that's a little bit of exercise, you're out of breath. Get one of these. I haven't walked for ages, but I walked a few weeks ago, and I walked up this bloody steep hill, and I was surprised when I got to the top of it. I wasn't out of breath like I would have been if I'd have been smoking normal cigarettes. So your health is definitely you're going to notice a difference in your health. You're going to notice a difference in your bank balance. You're going to notice a difference all around. And you don't have to stand outside the pub anymore when it's pissing it down and all your mates are getting wet through. You can sit inside the pub with your pint and happily smoke this, and nobody can say anything to you because they are legal. You are not harming anybody around you because it's just steam. Just steam, that's all it is. So while your mates are outside the pub getting wet through, they're envying you now, sat in there in the warmth with your drink, smoking away on one of these. Highly recommend buying one. Don't buy the cheap cigarettes. There's ones that look like a cigarette. They're a white one, and they have there's sometimes the glow on the end. When you're smoking them, they light up orange or blue or green. There's different colours. They look like a cigarette. They're shit. I tried one of them years ago, and I thought they were all the same. I thought, oh, electronic cigarettes, they're crap. When my mate introduced me to his like this, it was like, wow, that's brilliant. So don't buy the cigarettes that look like a cigarette because they are absolutely crap. Get yourself one of these. I know it doesn't look like a cigarette, but it does exactly the same bloody job. Only you don't need an ashtray, you're not going to drop ash all over, your clothes aren't going to stink, your house isn't going to change colour and go yellow. You can use these anywhere. So if you're on a bus, if you're going to work, if you're in your office, anything, you can use these anywhere. Enjoy. Go and buy yourselves one. That's all I can say. Let's have another drag on this. Definitely. Good luck.